and why choosing to study at Oxford may cost a former Florida State safety on NFL Draft Day.
Nice job defensively by Myron Rolle again.
Myron Rolle put his NFL hopes on hold to pursue a Rhodes Scholarship.
If I am a person who believes himself to be a true impact person in this world, this Oxford experience was mandatory.
And while Rolle is back to prepare for the NFL Draft, there is more than football in his future.
I think he's going to be a superb scholar. I think he's going to be an exemplary citizen.
Dr. Cornel West thinks of me as the future of Black America. It's a wonderful title to have. It's a lot of pressure.
And Myron Rolle's unique journey to the NFL.
And now, sitting in for Bob Lee, Steve Bunin.
For someone who just might be the smartest college football player in more than a quarter century, Myron Rolle made a decision some might just call foolish. He's the first gridiron star to earn a Rhodes Scholarship since USC quarterback Pat Hayden in 1975. But while Hayden completed his college career before heading to Oxford, Rolle gave up his senior season at Florida State to study medical anthropology. As Wright Thompson reports, with the NFL Combine beginning Wednesday, Rolle needs a monstrous week in Indianapolis to prove his Rhodes Scholarship roll of the dice was the right call.
For 1,000 years, Oxford University has produced some of the world's great minds. Their spirit remains in these ancient buildings, in the bricks and spires. The eyes of the past are never far away, peering down at each person who arrives here chasing success. Myron Rolle senses them.
Do you feel the ghost in a place that's this old and steeped in history?
You do feel the ghost a little bit. You recognize the history, you recognize the ghost, you recognize the fact that you're in a very enchanting place, a very historical place.
The ghosts are everywhere. 7 British prime ministers studied in these buildings. 12 saints, yes, actual saints. There have been poets and kings, plus the guy who invented the World Wide Web. For Americans, the former Rhodes Scholars such as Bill Bradley and Bill Clinton set an especially high bar.
How do you describe the Oxford experience to someone who might not know anything about it?
I talk about the weather. You know, often the English weather is noted for being horrible and rainy and just, you know, very, very dreary. Then I talk about the environment, you know, what it's like to be an Oxford student, what's it like to be a young 23-year-old walking the campus here with so much history. You are immersed in an environment, in a culture that has had long-standing traditions of education and academics, and they are, you know, relevant even to this day.
Rhodes Scholars are always valorized and almost deified.
Yeah, here he is right here.
Author and Princeton professor Cornel West knows Myron Rolle and knows the pressures that accompany each of the 32 selected for a Rhodes Scholarship each year.
There you go.
Can you describe the expectations for all Rhodes Scholars?
My dear brother Bill Bradley, who I love deeply, he knows what it is to carry that mantle, as it were. And we know they're human beings like anybody else. They're imperfect cracked vessels, you know what I mean? And yet, they are special.
Rolle could have entered last year's NFL Draft or returned for his senior season at Florida State. He did neither. Since 6th grade, Rolle's been preparing to be a neurosurgeon, so he came to Oxford to pursue a master's degree in medical anthropology.
I think it's harder for people to grasp someone who's able to move fluidly between being an athlete one second, being a scholar the other second. That's difficult for some people to grasp and digest. It hasn't been for me or my family.
Students come here to be challenged, searching for direction in the haze of their own potential.
I mean, these are things that, like, athletes didn't normally do.
Sometimes Rolle is surprised at the places his search has taken him, like this 400-year-old pub.
How far away does two-a-day seem from all of this?
It seems very far away. If you asked me maybe 2 or 3 years ago, would I be standing in a pub with you, I'd say no. I'd say definitely not. I said, babe, I'd be getting ready for my next NFL game, but I'm glad I'm here.
This is where Myron sweats every morning. Unlike other potential draft picks working out in state-of-the-art facilities, Rolle grinds out sets in the claustrophobic weight room of the Oxford rugby team. The expectations are never far away. All Rolle has to do is walk over to the Rhodes house and stand before the portraits.
How often do you come in and look at Bill?
Every time I walk into this house, the Rhodes house, I look at President Clinton. I know him personally. The fact that he is a role model and a hero for me just continues to reinforce and drive the idea that I need to do some things in my life.
He's looking right at you.
He is.
Myron, come join me.
All his success has made Rolle a vessel for other people's dreams. He's been asked to go to the Bahamas, home of his parents, and run for high office. Be a politician, be Surgeon General, be this or that or this. Teammates at Florida State nicknamed him President. It was a joke, sort of.
There are definitely expectations that surface, and especially that was prevalent when Barack Obama won the presidency of the United States. As soon as he won, there were people saying, you could be that guy, and maybe you could be president one day, Myron.
I think he's going to be a superb scholar. I think he's going to be an exemplary citizen. I think he's going to be a great athlete. And I think he's going to be a marvelous human being. That's what I felt when I had a chance to talk with him and spend time with him. I walked away feeling that he was actually a wise soul in a young body, which is rare.
Dr. Cornel West thinks of me as the future of Black America, and that's a lofty praise. It's a wonderful title to have. It's a lot of pressure as well. Reverend Jesse Jackson told me that Dr. King would be proud of me if he was alive today. So these statements really, took my breath away for a second.
1, 2.
Coming to Oxford, where outdoor drills essentially take place in someone's backyard, isn't without its own dangers, especially in the football world.
Oh, there's a sacrifice of not playing football for a year. There's a sacrifice of, possibly losing a step, so to speak, in the NFL's terminology, that I won't be as sharp. Coming off a season, going into a combine, there's a risk, a chance of me losing some of my football ability is real. It's a real concern for people.
What's the last goal you wrote down?
The last goal I wrote down was first round. First round. I think that explains it all. I want to be a first rounder.
Good.
The truth is, Myron Rolle loves football. He longs to do a Deion Sanders dance after his first interception in the NFL.
You gotta prime that thing. Prime that thing?
He says he's committed to a full pro career, though that hasn't stopped the questions.
Where is he committed to? Does he want to be an NFL player? Will he give up the NFL in 2 years because he wants to go back to medical school and be a doctor?
1, 2, 3.
Even during his workouts, the ghosts stay close. This track, it's where Roger Bannister ran the first sub-4-minute mile 6 decades ago. Most people don't know what happened after he broke one of sport's most mythical barriers, after the crowds left and the cheering stopped. Roger Bannister became a doctor.
In the end, no matter what people are projecting upon one, you have to be you. True for Myron Rolle. In the end, there's only one Myron. You got to be yourself.
When I think about the dream being realized in the NFL, it's a fascinating thought. It's a fascinating idea. It's something I really want. It's something I'm very passionate about. But if I have foresight, if I am a person who believes himself to be a true impact person in this world 10 years from now, 15 years from now, this Oxford experience was mandatory. I had to come here.
Wright Thompson reporting. Rolle's decision to skip his senior season with the Seminoles is all the more treacherous because the safety came into Florida State as ESPN's top-rated high school player in the country, but left FSU with just 1 career interception. Todd McShay, director of college football scouting for ESPN, saw Rolle at the Senior Bowl last month. McShay says Rolle was in, quote, premier physical condition and looked quicker than before. But McShay says no question the year off, quote, definitely hurts Rolle. Even more is his potential to walk away from the game a few years down the road, says McShay. Quote, teams get nervous about investing high picks and money on a player that doesn't need football. McShay projects Rolle as a 4th or 5th rounder in the draft and says he'd be, quote, shocked if Rolle goes any earlier than the 3rd. He says Rolle has a 0% chance of being a 1st rounder.